Oil prices are crashing even though inventories are falling, which should never happen. So why is it? This isn't just about oil, it's about something way bigger. OPEC's turning up production, global demand's tanking, and big money is quietly pulling out. Could this signal a coming recession, or is it just a geopolitical stunt? Either way, if you're not paying attention, you're gonna get blindsided. Watch the full video if you actually want to understand what the hell is going on.
Gary, WTI drops as inventories fall. A market disconnect, question mark, thing number 3, Gary.
All right, so Rob, you're right. This is a little bit of an anomaly. By the way, for people who aren't constantly following the oil markets, there are two big prices that are tracked. WTI stands for West Texas Intermediate. Think about that like a proxy for the price of oil here in the United States. The other one that people look at is Brent Crude, BRENT, and think about that as a proxy for international oil prices. Now, of course, they move together, and any dislocation in one will cause the other to react. Those prices tend to be similar, but in this case, we're looking at U.S. crude oil inventories, and inventories are down. Now, normally, you would think, wait a minute, falling inventories, that means you have tighter supply. What happens when supply is tight? Prices go up. And we took a look. Cash and Crow, DKI intern, did great work as usual. He's becoming a fantastic statistician. We're teaching him. But that correlation is 59%, almost 60%. To give you a sense, that's a meaningful number, but not determinative. So, if it were like 70, 80, 90%, you say, wow, one definitely controls the other. At 60%, you'd say, okay, this actually matters. And so 60% of the time that you have crude oil inventory coming down, you would expect prices to be rising. And what we've been seeing is the opposite. We actually have declining oil inventories, but prices are down as well. And so that's the thing that's kind of unusual right now.
Gary, I feel like I could ask this question about basically anything nowadays, but I think it's the obvious one here. How much is the tariff conversations, the discussions, affecting what's going on here in the oil markets?
Well, Rob, that's the big thing that's going on. Basically, what's happened, because the United States has threatened enormous tariffs against all of our trading partners, and in particular against China. And granted, we're filming this on Monday, May 12th. Things changed last night, but before last night, where the White House announced progress in getting a deal done with China, they don't have a deal done.
Right.
But there was progress. And in fairness, the Chinese government, they acknowledged that as well. Their view was, yep, we agree that we have progress here. But, over the weekend before we had that, people were worried that trade tensions between the U.S. and its trading partners, and between the U.S. and China in particular, were going to take down global growth. And what happens is, when you have less global growth, when everybody's GDP falls, energy prices fall, energy usage falls. And so basically what happened was, people were taking down inventories and saying, we're worried there won't be enough growth to support, future oil production. That's going to bring prices down. And that was one of those uncommon moments where growth concerns reduced both the forward demand curve, in this case pricing, and the willingness to hold current inventory. Now, again, as of last night, when the U.S. and the Chinese government were saying it looks like we're getting closer to a deal, things are going to be better. Obviously, everything got revalued. All of DKI's oil and energy positions were up huge today because of that. And so, again, this is why we hedge these things. This is what we were talking about earlier in the show. You never know what the next press release is going to be. And certainly, Rob, I think this is something you can expect us to be talking about leading off next week's 5 Things. I can't imagine any bigger news is going to happen between now and then.